One.
Okay, so this is level 9 part 2, continuing on from part 1. So if you haven't watched part 1, please do that first. So we were just about to create our melody when I started to run out of time on my video. So we learned about following a form pattern where we have 4 different phrases, A, B, A, C, or A, B, C, B. Of course, those aren't the only forms that music are based on. There's tons and tons of different form patterns, but we're just going to focus on using 2 today. We're picking one of 2, today. So the first thing we're going to do, like we always do, is we're just going to create some chord changes. So I'm going to write in what I'm going to do for my melody. Okay, and I'm only going to work on a single phrase at a time, so I'm not going to worry about the rest of the chords until I've gone on to the next phrase, okay? And you know what? You don't need to change chords every single bar when you're writing music. Sometimes you can just have it repeat. So I'm not going to put in another chord here because I want to just continue with C major. So I don't need to label it again because we know it's going to still be C major here, okay? And just like in level 8, first thing I'm going to do to provide some harmony for my melody so I can hear the chords that play along, I'm just going to enter my triads with whole notes. Okay? And I'm going to copy and paste to move C major over there again, and then I'll put F major in. And I'm going to do an inversion so that C is on the bottom. So C, F, A. Okay, so there are my chords for my first phrase. So, and again, I've thought this through ahead of time, so I know exactly what I'm going to do. So, I'm just going to write it out for you, okay? So I'm going to use some passing tones. So I'm going to put a D in there, walking up to E. So hitting my triad notes, but also using some passing tones. So C, D, E. Now I'm going to go down to A on my F major chord, which obviously fits my triad. And I'm going to use another passing tone, hit B up to C, which is another triad note. And then I'm going to go down to G. And maybe jump up to C and hit another passing tone B. And then I'm going to come and just rest on G there. Okay, so this, I'm thinking about one whole phrase. So if we listen to this, it should feel like it's like one whole sentence. They're all connected, and we can see how the shape kind of follows something similar, and the melody is similar. So, the rhythm is similar for each bar. So let's listen to this first phrase. Okay, so that's my first phrase. So let's fast forward and look at my completed melody. So I made a A, B, A, C pattern. I'm just going to go full screen so we can see it a little bit better. So A, B, A, C. You don't have to worry about color coding your own melody. If you want to figure out how to do that, go right ahead, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just doing this so that you can see it easily in the video, okay? So A is the same as A down here. B is different, and C is kind of a variation on B, but it is a different phrase that kind of comes to a nice ending at the end of our melody, okay? So let's listen to my full melody. Okay, so hopefully if you're thinking about the form and thinking about the phrasing, which you should be, so if you weren't thinking about that, then go back and listen again while you're thinking about it. So we followed A, B, A, C. And when I was writing this, I was thinking about each line is one whole phrase, all connected together, not each, sorry, that keeps popping down. I don't mean to do that. Not each bar separately, but one whole phrase. So each line is a different phrase. Okay, I'm still following the chord changes. I've included some passing tones, which we learned about in level 8. I've included some dotted half notes, which I just explained and I would like you to see. So 3 beat notes, and I even included a dotted quarter 8th note pattern here at the end, just for fun. Okay, so again, in level 9, you're writing a 16-bar melody that follows a 4-phrase pattern, A, B, A, C, or A, B, C, B. You're creating the chord changes and putting in solid triads for each chord change. You're writing a melody based on your chord changes that uses 4-bar phrases rather than individual bars. And you're including some dotted half notes and some passing tones, as well as any other things that we've learned that you would like to include. And that's it for level 9. So when you've done all that, you are ready to submit. And on to level 10, the final level.